Alright, there it should be going now. It is an Ari! Hello! Alright, woohoo, yes! And I am online. You guys can hear the sounds, woohoo! Thank you guys so much for coming, and thank you for tolerating that. OBS updated, and in its update it changed my sound settings without me asking it. So it's a good thing that I checked before starting to talk about anything. So here we go. Sound is loud and clear and good. So what I'm going to be doing today is, as always with the banjo stream, I'm going to be practicing, and it's not going to sound polished or anything amazing. But what's going to be fun about today is that I'm actually practicing old tunes. So I'm going to be working on the tunes that I've done before and trying to polish them up again, basically. So I've got a whole lot of different songs that I can choose from and just see how much I remember, how much I don't remember, and just do fun things like that. Yeah, Fury, OBS suck. Yep, it can. And I will relax you while you cart, which is good because I know that cart can be a rather stressful thing of doom. Dun dun dun! So yep, I got the sounds. I'm trying to decide what song I feel like playing first. I still have some of them memorized. I still have, like, Devil's Dream memorized. So I can start with that one and see how spiffyful or non-spiffyful I sound. Oh, you think you're going to do victory on the cart? Well, that's rather cocky of you. What if you lose? Dun dun dun. I know I'm so funny. No. Okay, let's see. Devil's Dream. I have that one memorized, but I'm pulling it up because I'm going to look at the chords so that I can accompany myself later. Devil's Dream. There it is. Technically, it's supposed to be in the key of A. I've never played it in the key of A. Maybe I can do that. Blackberry Blossom is a favorite of mine, too. I will always happily oblige Blackberry Blossom. Thanks for the request. Yeah, I would love to get to that one. So I will definitely have to do that one. Devil's Dream is another one that I enjoy because even though it's in more of a melodic Keith-style banjo, it's just really fun to do all this little fast... It's so simple and basic, and yet it's so much fun. I'm gonna get a different chair because this one is being a little bit of a butt fart, so... Let's move the chair and get other chair. Nyom. Move. Power of God, anime banjo, and fish on your side. Truly, that is an unbeatable combination. I should have grabbed the chair before I put on my banjo picks, because they're a little bit of cumbersome butts. There. That should be more comfortable. Should, being the operative word. Okay, let's see what I got here. Maybe I'll get my glasses too. I'm being uber picky. Sorry, you guys are seeing me set up. Alright, now we can play. Now that I am de-blinding myself. Actually, I do not have bad eyesight at all. It just feels nice because I'm putting my music stand a little bit in the distance so that you guys don't see the music stand in the camera face. So it's a little further away, the notes, than what I'm used to. Alright, how... I still got that one. Yep, wee glasses. Oh, that's right, because Light likes glasses. You nerd. Alright. Thanks! I'm sounding good? That's really cool, thank you. And I'm just warming up. Let's see how I can sound. Let's push the tempo a little bit on this one. Let's see what it can really sound. Aw, twinkly goodness. Thank you, Tokyo. Wrong button. I pushed the wrong app. Let's get me zooming a little faster. Because this one's easy enough now than when I last learned it that I think I can get some cool speed going on this. So let's actually get speed going. Let's see. Yeah, it's not bad. Drop it slightly for a start. I really like this note, that one. Hard part now. Haha. Yep. So this part is a lot easier than when I first learned it. But the reason why it's a little hard is, what happens is I have something called a thumb wrap. So, you know, you're just chilling right here, and your thumb goes meow when it hits the top string right here. So you have to hug the banjo with the top of the thumb right there. So that's why it's called a thumb wrap. And that's fun. And so you're alternating between playing the upper notes, then thumb wrap, and then you have to shift upward and do another thumb wrap. So it's a little bit of shifting. The chord itself up at the top right here, not hard to switch between the two, but it's where you get that thumb up there that makes it just the tiniest bit, a little bit more obnoxious. It's not that bad. I'm starting to have to play more obnoxious chords. Like, there's one chord that I'm working on in a new song where it's up here, and see, your stupid fucking pinky is flying all the way up to the top string. It's a cool sound, though. But it's a pain. And so, yeah. The problem with pinkies is there's only so much length, so it's easy for your pinky to accidentally hit another string and, sort of mute the other strings. Tokyo, oh, thank you so much. That means a lot. Yeah, so I'm starting to do... Okay, Light. You remember I was complaining the other day about how I needed to do a lot of pinky practice? Well, the new song I just got assigned this morning has so much pinky work, and it's like my teacher just read my mind, and I'm so angry. Yeah, okay, dude, my teacher was actually talking about that too. It's the, we were totally like, you know, that sounds Chinese, and it's totally the chordal structure. And also just the high, light tones. It sounds like... It's a cool piece, actually. I might bring it out since we brought it up. Get sidetracked already. So this piece is called Interstate Rag. It's composed by Merle Watson. And Merle Watson was the son of Arthur Doc Watson. Doc Watson is an amazing guitar player. Like, you know, guitar is the instrument that I have the least enthusiasm about. Probably just because I grew up oversaturated with it. Doc Watson's guitar work just makes me, like, scream and cry and sob. And it is absolutely stunning and gorgeous and beautiful, and you just have to respect the fuck out of that guy. So yeah, Merle Watson is his son. And so this song is called Interstate Rag, and it's great because with it being a rag, you get to do a little bit of swing in there and so forth, and there's all these wonderful blues notes in this piece. So yeah. There it is. I'm sight reading. Give me credit. I got this song like 30 minutes ago. Oh my gosh, I tried to do vibrato like a violin. God damn it. You do vibrato differently on a banjo. That's how you do it on a banjo. Okay. Do that right. There it is. See, on violin you actually wiggle the fingers. On the banjo you actually do it. Because see, the sound comes out of this little buddy. So you want to shake the drum to get that cool little... Hear it? I don't know how well the microphone picks that up, but yeah. Give a little bit of nuance to the note, right? And yeah. Once I get to the main section, the intro section is hard, and then once you get to the main section, the piece is a lot easier. And then this is where we finally get into the rag part. Icky chord. Then this is my favorite measure, even though I can't play it yet. Oops, wrong finger, that's why. Because that's gonna, yeah, I need to use that finger. Okay. The reason why I like it is the little ba-da-da-dum. It has a... I love that. I love that so much. Light, you're still thinking in fiddle. Yeah, I'm still thinking in fiddle. And if I'm not you're not careful, you're gonna... Yes, grab the fiddle! Banjo and fiddle is such a great combination. It is the best combination. Banjo and fiddle used to be the two instruments that were the jam instruments in America. You know, back when we had dances and we actually socialized with each other, is all you would do is your band was a banjo player and a fiddle player, and those were the only two motherfuckers there, and you listened and you went with it. And then, you know, we added the guitar in the early 1900s. The mandolin came about the same time. Guitar much, much more common. So yeah, banjo and fiddle is a match made in heaven. Tokyo says the banjo twanging is perfect for running around in a barn in D&D right now. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. Woohoo! I have evoked the D&D perfect. Dude, I hope you're having fun with your little barn adventure. If there's anything wild that happens, I'd be interested to hear, if you're, you know, ever willing to share. So yeah, that's the new song, and that song ends up getting all this cool, complicated stuff. Well, complicated for a really stupid beginner like me. Oh, this is a cool step. I'm not going to be able to make it sound good. Okay, so it, yeah, because it starts on the D chord. It's just a cool little scale. Then easy stuff finally. Oh, let's see if I can get this. Okay, so it starts like that. There's this really cool scale that happens in the song. Ah! Isn't it great? It's so easy. It's just... Yeah. It's so cool. Yeah, so this song's cool, and then after you do all that fancy stuff, that's where you get to that Asian sounding part that you were thinking about. And that's the most complicated section in the song, and I'm not going to be able to make it sound good, but it's a lot of pinky work. And it's basically taking the same hand position and you keep on shifting it down until you get to the end of the phrase. So conceptually it's easy. For someone still learning basic muscle memory, it's going to be good practice. Yeah, so... See, I'm already having problems with that pinky. Shift. Shift again. Different chord. And that's that fancy section right there. Yeah, like saying your banjo teacher's really good at picking the songs you need. He knows what he's doing. Yeah, he definitely does, which I'm thankful about. I'm really grateful that he's also really good at understanding my musical background. So there was one time where I was talking about, because, you know, he knows the instrument much better than me, and he's saying, you know, you should play your pinky right here on this one chord. Which is doable, but I was like, you know, can I just use the fourth finger instead? Is that okay? And so he's fine with me actually suggesting substitutions without being like, oh, you cocky beginner talking out of your place. No, he gets that. Having played other stringed instruments, I understand that substitutions exist. And I'm like, can I please substitute? Ooh, mirror. Mirror always makes it harder. Alright, okay, so with that diversion complete, let's get back to Devil's Dream and sounding like a motherfucking badass. I should look up the history of Devil's Dream. It's a fiddle tune, I know that much, because I'm playing the fiddle melody line. I don't know if this is a song that originates in America or across the sea. That's always the interesting thing to learn about with these tunes, is the exact history. Like, the other day I learned that one of the songs that I thought was American, Cumberland Gap, oh, nope. It came from the, Ulster Scots. It just got renamed. Like, lots of songs got renamed. One of the trends that happened is all these Scots-Irish immigrants come to the New World, and all those tunes that are named after lords and ladies are no longer relevant. So lots of the songs that ended up getting renamed were ones that just sort of, you know, it was off of outdated feelings. So Lord MacDonald's Reel became Old Leather Breeches. That's one of my favorite ones. Name substitutions is old leather breeches were more important than Lord MacDonald, you know? Americans got their priorities straight. So yeah, it's fun to see what the history is. I don't know the history of Devil's Dream. So let's get this zooming. I did not hit my favorite scale. That's one of my favorite scales. Okay. Before we go on, my B string is out of tune, so let's fix the B string. Ooh, ouch. Yep, I heard right. because practicing sounds a lot better when you're in tune. Yee, that one slipped too. Okay, that's better. Okay, not going to be driven crazy by the flat B string now. You did it! Woot woot! Congrats, Fury! Alright, let's zoom. Yep, that's doable. Actually, here, I want to show you guys something really quickly. Last time I learned Devil's Dream, this is how fast I could play it at my maximum. I want to show you how fast was my pushing it way back in the day. This is about how fast I could do it when I first learned the song a few months ago. Yeah, that's how fast I used to be, and now this is what I am working on now. And I know I'll be able to get this faster. Let's get that one section down, because everything else is easy. So yeah, Haddock goes more speedy. And Tyrenia says, lurking while at work, wish you'd started an hour earlier while I was still at home. Sorry about that, man. I was still in banjo lessons an hour back. But thanks for joining, even if you were just lurking. So yeah, let's get the hard section done, because everything else I'll be able to play faster. Like, just check this out. Yep. That is 184 beats per minute for that part right there. So let's get the hard section finished and clean, and then I should be able to practice the rest up. It's really only that one section that hates me a little bit. And the hilarious thing about my slow right now is my slow is faster than I could play it at my fastest a few months ago. So that does feel very encouraging, is realizing that I have gotten better in little things like that. Light, that's the fastest you've heard me play. Thanks. So, the other day I was practicing a song and I was very close to almost breaking the barrier. The barrier being 200 beats per minute. I was this close to getting it. I didn't, but I'm very close to being able to get that. And for me, that'll be a huge, exciting point, is being able to get that. Actually, I want to move up. Yeah, that sounds better. Oh man. So one of the things with banjo that you guys might not notice as much is there's a very different tone when you're playing up here as versus down here. So up here is this wonderful, nice, light, lute-like thing. Like, it's so soft and sweet, and it just has these nice, wonderful open ping sounds. So whereas if you're down here, it's a lot more twangy. You hear it more easily with the open strings. So here's twangy. My peg slipped again. And then up here. See how that's so much lighter as versus the twang? So there's a lot that you do where you actually can shift where you are up here depending on what sort of tone you want to sound like. Light, talking about metronome reminds you want to practice with that yourself. Yeah, metronomes are amazing. Every single time that in my younger years I was like, oh, I don't need a metronome. And then the more you get into classical music, the more you laugh and you're like, ha, yes I do. Oh boy. Oh boy, do I need that metronome. Okay. I know my transitions aren't sounding clean. I could really anally prepare for those, but it's not worth it at this point in time. I like this part to sound as delicate as possible. It's just so pretty. There it is. Cool. And now we're back up to tempo. That was worth it. Yep, that's a lot cleaner. Okay, Light says, teach me how to metronome. I have the same app as you and it's confusing. Okay, so, you're not experienced, don't even know if you're doing it right. Okay, so, quick little metronome world is, first thing that I like to do is I take away the beats of the measures. So metronomes you can program to be in 3/4 or 4/4, and so you have the downbeat sound. So here's something with like the downbeat. So this has the downbeat. Or that higher click happens. I don't like that because, actually I do like that, but we'll get into the uses and bad uses of it. The uses of it is if you're playing in 4/4 and your metronome shows you what the downbeat of 4/4 is, then that means that if you accidentally have a rhythm mistake in your music playing, you can catch it. Because if you're suddenly not playing with the metronome when you're supposed to hit that first beat of the measure, apparently you've messed up. So metronomes are great at catching that and making sure that you actually have all of the rhythms right. Now, the reason why I don't like doing that is because I'm pretty good at doing that rhythm thing anymore. So just having it all on one, so I have the metronome program so it's one beat, so it just sounds the same the entire time. It's just the same click over and over. That way I don't have to wait for a downbeat, and that way if I mess up I can just jump right back in again as fast as possible. That's a cheat, but there's pros and cons to each. So, I also tend to have the eighth notes and not just the main quarters. So that's with the quarters, and then with the eighths, get some subdivisions in there. The subdivisions, it depends on the song you're playing, whether or not they're useful. Test around, you'll notice when the subdivisions get in the way and when they're useful and structured. You're experienced, you're allowed to cheat. Guess that's one way to put it. Yeah, and basically then you just have to know what speeds are normal. So in general, I'm not going to talk about folk music, I'm just going to talk about classical world. Folk music has its own little metronome quirks, but when you're going a very slow song is usually going to be between something like 60 and 72. 60 is a very slow speed. Once you start getting into like moderate speeds are around 80. So this is moderate. Da 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 dum. And you start to get a little faster once you hit the hundreds. Surprise, surprise, right? So a more upbeat song is probably going to be between 100 and 120. And that's the range guideline that I find the most useful, is the most common thing I find myself practicing in for classical music is between 100 and 120. Especially between 80 and 120. Classical music in its full range is usually between no, I'm not going to get into that. So yeah, 100 to 120. And anything above 120 starts getting zoomy. 144 is very zoomy. If you see something like 168, you're probably going to cry. So that's about the way that it normally works for about how fast you should be going. Metronome, learning how to play with the metronome is, if you are not with the metronome, chances are you probably need to slow it down 9 times out of 10. The other 1 time of 10 is you actually need to speed it up and you're getting confused because it's too slow. But, in general, start slow. The other thing that people forget about with the metronome is the metronome practice. Don't play full speed most of the time. The majority of your practice work should actually be below speed. That's because if you always play full speed, you start to rush and get your fingers slip. Below speed practice keeps you stable. So that's something that people hate doing, but it's something you should be doing. And Light says, and then the banjo is 200 beats per minute. Yeah, bluegrass is insane. Blame Bill Monroe. Blame Bill Monroe for the stupid speeds that bluegrass is in. Yeah. Fucking Bill. Like, it's really fascinating. Out of all of the bluegrass, first generation bluegrass, Bill Monroe is always the fastest. Bill Monroe is the fastest, and then the other bands are the slightest bit slower. Like, that's one of the funniest things to me is, yeah, Bill was just always pushing tempo. Blame Bill Monroe, that's just the general rule for everything, ain't it? It really is. Honestly, just blame him for everything. I respect the guy in the areas where he should be respected. But, Bill. Oh, man. What a dumb fuck. I love the guy. Okay. Tempo. Currently, I'm at 80 beats per minute, but I'm playing it at double, so I'm at 160, if you're curious about my speed right now. Oh, and then I messed up, of course. Okay, 80 is easy. And let's go up to 84 now. I'm gonna try to get it to like 90, 92. And then go on to a different song so you're all not bored. We're redoing that. Yep. Honestly, that's about as fast as I want to go before because any faster and I'll start crashing actually, so that's at 84. Tier says, bold of you to assume I could get bored watching you. Ah, you're way too nice. Okay, Light says, the metronome stuff is helpful. Glad that helped. I'm happy to type back and forth with you or really troubleshoot the app in general at a later time. Because, yeah, metronomes are an invaluable tool. I know people hate them when you first start them, and there's a reason why people hate them when you first start. And you can't get over-dependent on them either. I should be able to play this without a metronome. But they're invaluable tools, and they allow you to learn and do things and push tempos and gradually get better at something that it's very hard to do without a tool. Yeah, so... can get it. And my peg slipped again. The B is out of tune again. Actually, the B's in tune. Who slipped? Ah, it's my drone string. I got you too high. Cool. Light. Metronomes are good. I do have an innately good sense of rhythm, but it can always be better, and a tool like that is great. Yeah, exactly. And one of the things that I've noticed is every single time you think that you're great at rhythm, the metronome humbles you. That's one thing I've definitely learned about myself. Just like every single time you think you're in tune, the tuner humbles you. Oh boy. Alright, let's go to another song. I actually realized I don't think I showed you guys my full speed version of, what was the name of that piece? Oh yes, Clinch Mountain Blues. No, yeah, yeah, that should be it. The the Clinch Mountain Backstep. There's the word, it's a backstep. I was like, that's not right. Yeah, Clinch Mountain Backstep. I don't think I've shown you guys the full speed version on that. The Ralph Stanley piece that I'm absolutely in love with. Let's get up to the right, key for that one, because it sounds so cool. Not that it isn't really fun to play up here. It sounds really pretty up there, but it sounds even cooler in the key of A. So let's get myself in the key of A. Get my very clampy capo up there. Bragging about tempos is good shit. Yep. Until that's the only thing you care about. Musicality always weighs over tempos. Okay, so we needed this up to an A. There it is. Song. So one of the reasons that I love the Stanley Brothers so much is they really tap into that old mountain sound and that just modal, open sort of creepiness. Like, I love it. It's such a good piece. Yeah, don't worry, I want to be good, but being good and fast. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I love Clinch Mountain Backstep. Absolutely beautiful piece. Although if you listen to Dr. Stanley playing it, oh man, he makes it sound so different than I do because he's just playing it so much faster than me. So, yeah, yeah, people do actually call him Dr. Stanley. So, you know, it's one of those, what's the emeritus doctorates? What's the term? You know, the doctorates for which you, you know, didn't study in school, but people basically just gave it to you as an award, you know, because they can. He got one of those, and of course you're not supposed to call yourself doctor when you only get the, you know, doctorate that way, but he went by it. Everybody calls him Dr. Stanley, so that's sort of funny. Yeah. Yeah, I love that song. And then there's a cool variation on it that I can't play very well that does a... Yeah. There it is. Fury, if you're just going to live blog in here, why are you typing it in here? I know I can play this a little faster. Let's see about where I am now. This one's a fun one to go fast because you're just keeping your hand along the same spot the entire time. It's basically just alternating between two positions, basically. So there's not much left hand. You just have to make sure you're precise and then just make sure that the right hand is very zoomy. It's a very right hand focused piece for me. Let's see how fast I can do this one. Okay, that's slow, which is encouraging. So that feels pretty slow, and that's at 80. This is the song I almost broke 100 on. Maybe I can today. Yep, that's easy. No worries, Fury. I love hanging out with you. I was just like, you're getting a little spammy. I love you, though. May you kick butt on the track with all awesome buttfulness. Buttfulness is a compliment now? I guess it is. Go buttfulness! Alright, so the last metronome setting I was at was 88, and that was very comfortable. I might be able to break 200 on this song. Let's see if I can do it. Woohoo! 92 is easy. Here goes 96. mistakes in there, but honestly pretty in control. So let's see if I can make 100, guys. This is it, or not it. If I make it, this will be my first time actually getting a song at this speed. I'm actually gonna get it. Oh hey, thank you so much, Light. That means a lot. We're fixing this. It's getting in the way now. Okay, I'm not quite at it, but I'm the next thing to it. So without the metronome... Cool. Yeah, that's not bad. I am very close. I am extremely close. The first half I am on beat. The second half I'm the slightest bit off. Just off enough I'm not going to count it. But I'm basically there, which is really exciting to think about. It's really exciting, especially because this, remember when I talked about there was one tempo that I just couldn't get past no matter how much I practiced it? That tempo was 144 or 152, and now I'm almost at 200, so I've definitely gotten more comfortable. Alright, shall we pull up Blackberry Blossom? I have it memorized, but I'm actually pulling it out for extra security. Because I can. Ah, thank you guys. That means a lot. Thank y'all. Alright, here we go. Blackberry Blossom. And I guess technically I could play it in a different key. How does it sound in A? Ooh, it sounds cute in A. The jumps. Okay, Blackberry Blossom is in... Oh, thank you, Tokyo! And yeah, Blackberry Blossom is cute in general. The reason why I like the key of A on banjo is it because it makes everything sound really light and just... It's such a happy, open, sweet sound. Like, it's just pure sweet cuteness. Okay, so, Okay, this is a little hard because I'm used to playing this because you slide up and down a lot, so I have to retrain my eyes not to go to the places I'm used to. This is good practice for me. So it's... Oh man, okay, so I have to do a little bit of fret counting right now because this is a little bit of pain in the bag, but oh, smashing the switch is no good. Sorry, friend. Truly, only the banjo is when Haddock appreciates sweet cuteness. Otherwise, a fan of the shit that. The banjo makes me so happy. I like playing Blackberry Blossom in the key of G as well because this stuff down here, it gets this nice dark tone to it. Okay, so, Tier says you are actual literal leagues ahead of where you were the last time I heard you play, and I'm living for this. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Ah, it means a lot to me. Thank you. So, okay, so this is my 10. This is my 10 now. Okay, that's the cool run. Okay, I think I have it enough that I won't completely crash and burn trying to play it faster. Woo! Here goes nothing, which will probably be a crash and burn, but we're gonna try. Here we go, guys. Yep. That one right there, okay. Ha, got it. Ha ha ha. Yes, I can get it! Light says the musical tripping is one of the most validating things to hear, especially from someone more experienced. Thanks. I'm glad that... Okay, honestly, I think that's why I get so excited by hearing professionals mess up. Is they have learned how to play the instruments so solidly they almost never mess up. So when you hear them make those mistakes, it's just so validating and human, and honestly, it's endearing for me because you see that you can, like, you know, they're so good at hiding it, but every once in a while, you know, they'll make that facial expression that you're so used to making yourself because you're like, oh, crap. Alright, I can actually play this. Let's get this on a metronome, even though metronomes are annoying to hear probably, just so that I can affirm that I can play this in the key of A. So one of the things that I like about this is, so my 4th and 3rd strings are a bit of a pain in the buttocks, but when you play in the key of A, actually the capo makes the strings springier too, so your fingers don't get tripped up as much. So it's actually easier to play in the key of A when you get used to where your fingers are supposed to be. Because this line right here, that's really hard to play actually down here because it's so... the strings resist against you. At least on my banjo it does. I know on a higher end banjo I would not have that problem, but this is what you get when learning on a beginner instrument, right? Actually, let's take that off. Alright, so it's possible. I want to speed. Let's do it. Let's just be reckless. Let's be reckless. 92. Let's be that reckless. Let's just do it. Okay, it's doable. And a little bit of improvising on the runs there. Very improvised. But that's what makes it fun. Okay, I can do Blackberry Blossom in the key of A. I have learned something about myself. Let's get you back into G. There it is. And then the key of G. Whatever the notes are. Let's see, what were the notes? Maybe I should play the actual notes instead of the improvised ones. But it's fun to improvise! And it's a good song to improvise on. I should work on actually getting, so that's a G. Okay, that's another something I wasn't able to do the last time I played this song, was the accompaniment terrified me. I couldn't play all those chords, and now I just improvised playing those chords, sight reading them. So I've gotten better at that too. Tokyo says, oh, this is a fun tune. Thank you so much. I love this tune. This is one that came across the sea. So this is a song that did originate in Ireland and then came over to the United States and is now a staple bluegrass tune. So, yep, I do know the origin of this one. I love Blackberry Blossom. It's one of my favorites. Which is unsurprising given as I have that one still worked up. Should I pull up another song? I haven't done Cherokee Shuffle in a while. Oh, that's another one that's supposed to be played in the key of A. We're going back up. I like to practice this one in the key of A. It sounds better in the key of A. It's not that hard to... That's out of tune still. Capos actually do really weird things to tuning because you're clamping the strings up here, right? And sometimes the strings get grumpy when they get clamped, so they tend to go sharp. So you often have to retune when you have a capo on, if you really care. Ooh, yeah, that's out of tune. That's better. this one. I still have this one good. I've lost, like, I can play it by ear for memory, but it's not solid. I haven't played this one in about a month. Yeah, Light says, yeah, a bitch of a time with Sailor's Hornpipe. Oh my goodness, yeah, that one's gonna take some reworking. Yeah, I can pull that one up. That one will need to be reworked. That one is a bitch. That one is a bitch. This one's an easy one. Let's just see how fast the metronome is on this baby. Let's just test 80. I've lost nothing on this one. Yeah, I still got that one. Alright, you mentioned Sailor's Hornpipe. I'll go back to that motherfucking bitch fart piece of shit. Alright. Hello, you old friend. Let's read it slowly once through because it's been a while on this one. I'm playing by ear right now. What were the notes? Okay, they were... that's right, I used a pinky on this one intentionally. There it is. Light. Might as well do some work on it. I guess. Alright, it's coming back. That's what its notes are. Alright, yep. That one. Yep. I should do that one, just in case my teacher calls that up. I did tell him about my emotionally mixed history of that one. Actually, this is a song we can blame Bill Keith on. Granted, he played it with Bill Monroe, but this is a Bill Keith show tune. When he developed melodic style, well, one of the people who developed melodic style he often showed off by playing Devil's Dream and Sailor's Hornpipe back to back. So while I am happy that I learned his Devil's Dream, I am less happy that I had to learn his Sailor's Hornpipe. So, yep. Good news, banjo is good yo-yoing music. Oh, BT dubs, dude. Speaking of yo-yos, guess what the hell I found when I was cleaning through my house? Fucking yo-yo. I still have this fucking yo-yo from who fucking knows when. Man, it's been forever, but yeah, it still exists. It's hard to do with a banjo, but yep. I can definitely still feel like the old yo-yo comfort I used to have back when I did tricks on it. The really basic tricks, nothing like yours, but this was my bad one. I can't believe that this exists. Alright. Right, sailor's hornpipe, back to sailor's hornpipe. Okay, I still have that one going. It's on shaky legs, but it hasn't entirely died from me. You know what? I think this is gonna go better. Ready? Almost. Yep. Yep, I guessed right. My favorite part right here, get that note. Fast hornpipe, yep. So hornpipe is not as good as it used to be, but it's tolerable. Okay, so the only tricks you can do on the yo-yo are, hey, you can still do the rockabye, rock the baby one. Yeah, that's a fair call. Make sure that you're really on stable, solid ground before going on to something more advanced. That is always a good call. Well, I have practiced quite a few of the songs that I learned in the past. I don't need to do the old version of Blackberry Blossom. Back when my first version of Blackberry Blossom was the cute little... Yep, that cute little... Yeah. As versus the really cool one I can do now. Well... which is much more fancy, and you're playing more notes. Alright, there we go. Are there any other songs that I feel like looking at? I can look at the accompaniments later. Woo! It's been a while since I've done Lonesome Fiddle Blues. Yeah, let's not. That's also a very edited version of what John McEwen does in the Will the Circle Be Unbroken CD. But that's where it comes from, is it's, the Will the Circle Be Unbroken album. And you can, yeah, it's, yeah. The actual version is very fun. Yep, Blackberry Blossom, blah blah blah, I've done that one. I guess you guys haven't heard Gold Rush, have you? The latest song that I've been working on. I haven't done a, practice stream in quite a while, so you guys haven't heard the latest song that I've been on. Maybe you have and I've recorded something. I don't remember. I guess I can end this stream then with a little bit of Gold Rush. I'm probably fatigued enough, I'm not going to sound good, but we'll try. There we go, that's Gold Rush. It's actually, there's this really cool part that I haven't learned from Gold Rush. There's a variation on it that I really want to do, because it has a bunch of pull-offs going really fast all at once. It's so cool. Let's see, it's basically based on this concept of you're constantly doing... It sounds so cool. So, Tyr says the first of Gold Rush you've heard, and it's an 11 out of 10 stream. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me, my dude. I'm very... It's been fun to, pop in again. I know it's been a long time, and it honestly feels good just to... It's fun to hang out with you guys, number one. I love hanging out with you guys. It's also nice to just relax and do music while feeling fully relaxed. It's a very different mood than when I'm practicing by myself, because I'm so concentrated on getting the tiny little things right. Here it becomes a lot more just relaxed and have fun and happy-go-lucky for me, and it feels good. It feels good to get that musical energy out and do it with friends. So thank you so much for being able to hang out with me, and, you know, glad that it's at least a little entertaining on your end since you guys keep on appearing. Yeah, so that's Gold Rush. And what's fun about Gold Rush is my teacher made sure that I was doing good accompaniment practice. getting to the point where, did you notice I'm actually moving my hands? I'm so proud of myself for being able to do that. This is what's called a split chord, is instead of just playing it in one position, I'm also getting better at the boom chucks. This is a common accompaniment thing that you'll hear in bluegrass, where you get that little sound. And the way you do it is, it's a pain in the ass when I first learned it, but now it comes very naturally, is when you play a resonating note, your fingers are fully down on the string. And when you play a boom chick, the chick note, you actually raise your fingers the slightest bit. They're still on the string, but they're not pushed down against the fretboard. So it makes a muted sound instead. So if I push down a tiny bit more, higher up. So you basically have to learn how to do a constant, the slightest bit up and down. To be able to do that. Now with the split chord, instead of staying in one position, see my hand's not moving? I'm gonna move. My chicks aren't quite as good, and I'm getting too much boom, but because I'm not quite as good at switching. But see, you just slide. And you can do some fun things, you know. And try to, you know, do some different things about that. And do that. So, getting a little bit more interesting on the accompaniment side instead of just playing the same boring one, you know, because this is a G chord, no strings. This is a G chord right here. This is a G chord. Here's a G chord. And you can keep going up. So you just start to memorize where everybody is, and you have to. Another thing is you memorize how people sound good together. So one thing I've noticed is this sounds good. So this specific chord progression. I really like doing. So yeah. Accompaniment stuff, just as important. So I guess I'll leave that with you guys today and go on and actually do the thing that I am supposed to be paid to do. Jobs. I've got my energy out, so I should be a lot more comfortable and happy doing things than if I had started this an hour ago. So as always, thanks for hanging out and saying such encouraging things. It means so much to me. I love you guys. I'll be around on Discord typing responses to you guys as I suffer through my actual job. So in the meantime, have a good one and adios.